Riley was incredibly content as a child because joy had always been in charge of her life, right up until the day the family packed up and relocated from Minnesota to sunny California. Everything that had previously made Riley so happy all of a sudden became more bittersweet than melancholy. Nothing would ever be exactly the same again, but that was acceptable in some way. Riley's main feelings were therefore happiness and sadness, which complement each other and keep Riley's life in balance. Now, do you remember the rainbow shirt that Riley was wearing at the beginning of the first film? The shirt itself does represent the colors of her emotions. Yellow for joy, blue for sadness, red for anger, purple for fear, and finally green for disgust. She wears a yellow jacket after the move to represent the suppressed emotions she feels as she tries to force joy into her life. Riley later puts on a black sweater to express her total lack of emotion. Riley attempts to fit into the rainbow shirt in the sequel, but now it's much too small for her. This shows just how much taller Riley has grown since the first film. It also symbolizes the headquarters, which is currently extremely packed due to the arrival of the new emotions.
And we are just super jazzed to be here. Where can I put my stuff?
Inside Out 2 features a scene where Fear is holding a coffee cup that has a reference to the first film. The logo on the cup represents Dream Productions, Riley's mind movie studio that is in charge of all of her dreams. The only real insight the audience gets is the coffee cup reference, which is unfortunate because it would have been fun to revisit Dream Productions' chaotic past in the sequel. Here's a tiny secret for you though. What comes to mind when you think of Dream Productions? If you were thinking of Paramount Pictures, you were right. Inside Out 2 director Kelsey Mann specifically mentioned a few Easter eggs he thought were entertaining to hide in the movie during a pre-release press conference. He warned fans to look out for Easter eggs, one of which was a nod to Carol Spinney, the original puppeteer of Big Bird on Sesame Street. Considering how much of an impact Sesame Street had on Mann's career, Mann said that seeing him in person was one of his biggest thrills. One of the movie's most easily overlooked details is the brief mention of the reference that Mann was able to slip in. Following hockey camp, Riley hangs out with Valentina and her teammates, and the girls get pizza. The pizza shop from which they order is called Spiney's Pizza, as stated on the box. Anyone who's watched the film may have noticed a subtle connection between disgust and envy. Even though their skin tones differ, the fact that both characters have green skin indicates a point of alignment between them that goes far beyond that.
Look at your hair.
Actually, Pixar gives a lot of attention to appearance, but they also value the characters' core qualities greatly. It follows that there are other similarities between disgust and envy, such as the characters' intense concern for appearance, both Riley's and their own. They're the only ones who wear accessories in addition to clothing. Disgust is wearing a stylish scarf and a belt with the letter D on it, representing the emotion. Envy also wears small clips that hold her hair as extra accessories. Additionally, these two emotions are the only ones wearing makeup, as evidenced by their matching rosy cheeks, indicating a connection between the two emotions. A long-lost relative, perhaps. A reference that will only resonate with viewers who are Gen X or older is hidden in Anxiety's Fort Pillow Town Panic Factory, with Anxiety's enormous face projected onto a screen above a group of dejected and terrified employees. The scene is uncannily similar to a well-known advertisement Apple created in 1984, which itself alludes to George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984. Like in Inside Out 2, the commercial was made to introduce the Macintosh computer and shows an object being thrown at the giant face in an attempt to destroy the screen. It's a chair in the movie, but it's a hammer that appears in the commercial. This subtle but easily overlooked detail is based on one of the most popular memes on the internet. The original emotions find themselves in the once fun Fort Pillow Town, where Anxiety is leading a group of emotions to create potentially catastrophic scenarios to send Riley's mind while she tries to fall asleep. Riley makes a comment at one point about our coach possibly liking her more than the captain of the hockey team, Val, and the image is obviously meant to mimic the well-known distracted boyfriend meme, which is based on a 2015 stock photo. Ennui is a new emotion in Inside Out 2 that accompanies anxiety, and that is a French-accented portrayal of adolescent lack of interest and boredom. She can't even be bothered getting up to use the console and control it with her phone. When Joy first meets her, she tries to pronounce her name. One of the wrong pronunciations is just Onward, a reference to Pixar's fantasy film Onward, which was released in 2020. A gust of wind in Fort Pillow Town scatters newspaper fragments dubbed the Gossip Mail into anger, joy, and disgust. This is a parody of the Daily Mail, a London-based tabloid newspaper that is published every day. Furthermore, the logo's color scheme is similar to that of another daily tabloid newspaper, the New York Post. Riley begins to fear the bench that she's sitting on and the sounds around her after gradually recovering from her anxiety attack in the penalty box at hockey camp. This is a sign that an anxiety attack is coming to an end. One of the more effective ways to lessen anxiety is to try to feel the environment and objects that are real. This is one of the more relatable details in the movie, not really much of a secret, but worth mentioning. Without the renowned A113 Easter egg, it would not be a Pixar masterpiece. In case you were unaware, character animation studios at the California Institute of Arts utilize room number A113. Notably, a few CIA students went on to become the original members of the Pixar animation team, carrying on the tradition. While it was previously written out and concealed in older Pixar films, more recent works have improved upon this technique. Some Roman numerals are written above the vault when the original emotions are sealed inside a jar. ACX111, which is the Roman numeral for A113. The initial emotions that anxiety suppresses are trapped in the back of Riley's mind, where they come into contact with a group of other similarly trapped entities from Riley's past. One is Riley's childhood preschool show character, Bloofy, who is two-dimensional. Like actual preschool programs like Dora the Explorer and Blue's Clues, Bloofy breaks the fourth wall. He is joined by Poochie, a sentient fanny pack that offers resources and solutions to issues similar to those found in Dora's backpack or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Toodles. In addition to obviously referencing all of these programs, Bloofy's name and appearance also alludes to Disney's Goofy. The reason Riley's mind headquarters received the new emotions is because, as we all know, they have purposes.
Job to do. You make Riley happy. Sadness makes her sad. Fear protects her from the scary stuff she can see.
The transition between the new and old emotions, though, won't be easy. As a result, anxiety will suppress joy and other emotions. The problem is that those who stick around are all regarded as negative emotions, as you will see if you examine them closely. Aside from the fact that sadness, anger, fear, and disgust are also negative emotions, the only old emotion that breaks this rule is joy. Anxiety, envy, ennui, and embarrassment are all negative emotions that essentially add nothing positive to the protagonist's life. What's most interesting is that despite being negative, they all play an important role in Riley's life and bring positive outcomes, such as anger during a hockey game or sadness at the end of the first film, demonstrating that even anxiety and new emotions can contribute to our protagonist's life. This suggests that for everything to work properly, all emotions must be present. Riley's parents exhibit anxiety as well in Inside Out 2. Riley overacts to everything in the morning, and the joy in her mom's mind says, "Welcome back, anxiety," implying that anxiety is a passing feeling and not the main one, as Riley has been acting. In the Inside Out 2 credits, Pixar reveals one final Easter egg. Along with the credits, there's a Dole Whip dessert displayed in one of the unique drawings, and a fairly visible Mickey Mouse silhouette is concealed on the cup. It's a final homage to the Pixar-fueled entertainment giant. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.